I'm a millennial. I was born in 1982. I work with a lot of Gen Z.
Yeah.
And I think it's certainly changed. Probably the biggest change and the biggest challenge that many companies have, whether it's interacting with Gen Z, Gen X, or millennial, is this desire and propensity for people to work from home. I know we were all working from home, particularly white collar people, during the lockdowns and the pandemic. And I think it demonstrated to companies and it also demonstrated to employees that work from home can work. And now many companies are reverting back to maybe a hybrid policy or a full-time at work policy. And that's no longer desirable for many people, whether they're Gen Z, millennial, but I would say particularly for Gen Z. They want to work from home. They don't want to commute. And I can empathize and understand that because commuting is very difficult in the Philippines, in Metro Manila. The traffic is horrendous. It's expensive. Getting lunch out is expensive. So there's a direct and large cost to going into an office. So I understand and I empathize with that. However, as an employer, my advice, particularly for Gen Z, for fresh grad, is you need to spend the first few years of your career in an office.
Yeah.
If you start off remote, you miss all of the learning and the serendipitous interaction, the learning by osmosis, by watching your peers, watching your managers. Work becomes very transactional. We only talk on Zoom when we have something to talk about. And so I feel your long-term career will be harmed by being remote in the beginning because you're going to miss the learning and, more importantly, the relationship building that's really only possible when people are in an office and together. So my advice is, I think Gen Z, you guys have to suck it up. You have to be in an office. You want to be there because you're really thinking about your long-term career. If you're, Gen X, if you're a millennial like me, you've been working for 15 years, I think it's slightly different. You've built the relationships, you built the network, you built the expertise, you built the reputation. You can be a little bit more transactional and I think a little bit more selective with the types of environments that you work in.